Hello there. I hope you enjoyed my previous videos. In this YouTube series, I will try to somehow finally progress in one of my coding projects I'm working on for already a few years. But since I'm seriously lacking the motivation to get something done, I'm not that far right now, and I hope by publishing in form of a YouTube series I get motivated to actually finish this project. For this YouTube series we will do a fresh start. I won't use my old code, but already some of the neat little tricks I discovered to get certain things done we will include here. Also gives me the possibility to improve my own code, which was quite spaghetti-like, but let's get into the topic. So in this YouTube video series we will focus on writing a text-based console game. Some of you maybe heard of this kind of games. You play them in your command line without any graphics, and the entire game is the interaction with the command line and the corresponding text. So, but the major key point in this game, it is technically not played in your command line. You play it with other players together, and the famous application Discord, a voice over IP and chat platform many people use nowadays. And the idea behind the game is that there's a Discord bot which works as the game master. All of the players interact with the game master bot by writing text and therefore change the state of the game. So technically it's a multiplayer text based console game played in Discord. So, and today we will focus on writing the first bit of the needed game framework. In total, the series can be roughly divided into two parts. In the first part, we develop the framework we need to run the game, basically all of the classes that are involved in the game. In the second part, we will start developing the actual Discord bot, which uses this framework to run the game. So, yes, and today we will start by creating one of the most important classes, the GameEntity class, and I will most likely rename this Python file at some point to be not confused with my naming conventions. So, GameEntity class GameEntity, which is obviously developed by me. Created today is the 3rd April 2025. So, but what is this class about? It is the base class most other classes will inherit from, and some of the base functionalities we need for all of our classes will be written here. For example, since it is a text-based game, it would be really useful to somehow display every other class object in the game in some kind of text, and this will be managed here. First of all, if there are other properties or methods that we need to add, we will also write them, but in separated videos. So, base class most classes inherit from some base function. So, class entity. Let's start with the actual implementation of the class, and we start writing down our constructor. The constructor is passed a string argument, the name of the class. Further, for temporary testing purposes, we will write to the console a format string. Using GameEntity name. So, self, then we assign one variable called _name. some of you might already guess what I'm about to do, and which is of course writing down the documentation string. So, constructor of the game entity class. The name of the instance is passed as argument. So what else do we need? As I already mentioned, we want to display our class objects as text in our console. For this we need the string operator. Return self._name. So what will happen now? First of all, we write down f_name equals. We write down a bit of testing code, which will inside this if statement, so that it will be only executed if we actually run this file as main file. So print testing game entity. So first we create a game entity with the name Carl. So further we want then to print Carl's name to the console. Let's run it. So testing game entity, initializing game entity Carl, and then Carl prints his name. We can make this a bit more beautiful. So by using another format string. Hello, my name is. So yeah, now Carl says, hello, my name is Carl. Awesome. So, but there is one more thing we can actually write down. Since in the later development, the stuff done on this class is far more complex, since we add more and more pieces to it. It will be really useful to define the name in the form of a so-called property. Basically a set of functions which are called when we are retrieving the name or setting the name of our variable, which allows us to, for example, perform checks on a value if it's a loud value. For example, if we want to limit our framework in such a way that that basically all of the names of our game entities need to be unique, for example, or we want to log it to a console that something is renamed, something like this. So it would be really useful to have this kind of methods. So the variable we had for the name was called _name, and the property we define has the will be called name. So this is the so-called getter method, getter of the name property of game entity, which will basically just return the _name variable. Maybe it should be also a method assigned to our class. So this is the getter method. So further we need to write down the setter, which will be done by writing down at name.setter. And now here we write down another method which has the same name, but Python will handle it properly. So we have one argument which is called new name, which is also a string. Name property So, Java, what will happen here? First of all, self underscore name, so the actual variable which holds the name will be change its values to new name. So, and what we also want to print this name change to the console. GameEntity. Maybe we should make a format string. Name, and here we are calling the getter method. GameEntity with a specific name. Name 2. So here I will write down the new name. Change its name. Maybe I should stop doing so many grammatical mistakes. So, what do we do here? So we have and also one more thing we can do. We can now also assign the name property to our string operator. And then, just for logical reasons, since we first define the property, then to make it give it a more logical flow. And technically, we don't need to rearrange the methods. So what do we do now? We say our GameEntity name equals not Carl. So and then we print down hello, my name is, and then I also want e.name to show that we have actually now two ways to access the name properly. So what is happening now? So we are running our testing code, just in GameEntity. Then we're initializing a GameEntity called Carl, which then also introduces itself. Hello, my name is Carl. Then we change the name to not Carl, which prints out, which first of all runs this method. We print first the line that the name is changed, then the actual name variable is changed. So GameEntity Carl changes its name to not Carl. Maybe I should also adhere this semicolons. Hello, and then he introduces himself two times. First of all, hello, my name is not Carl, by using string operator, and then does the name property. That's it already for our first class. So, rising test instance, then printing name console. We'll do this here using the str operator, and here using the name property, then changing the name of the class instance. So, yeah, that's our code. Let's run it once more again. Here we see nothing changed besides the semicolons. But that's already it for the first video. In the next video, we will introduce the next class we will need, which I will present you then. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay curious. Hopefully I will be capable of actually producing my next video quite soon. Yeah, see you. Bye.